This is News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO. I'm Matt Martin. Sitting in with me is Steve Evans, and we've got the Car Pro Jerry Reynolds on line one. How you doing, Jerry?
Doing good, Matt. Good morning, Steve.
Hey, good morning.
So what
How
do
you guys?
We're doing well, thank you. And in fact, today we're supposed to be in the 60s, and I think the wind's going to be died down. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Well, congratulations. Same here. It was a windy one yesterday. Good grief.
Yep, and cold.
Yes.
Hey,
Luckily, I was driving a very heavy pickup, so I didn't get blown around anywhere. Got something unusual, guys. I've got the first half-ton Chevy Diesel truck that they have produced. It's a Silverado 1500 with a Chevy Duramax under the hood. It's an inline six-cylinder engine with a turbocharger. And boy, I tell you, this thing is really a performer. It's so quiet. And people, if they haven't looked at a diesel in a while, and they still have that mindset of, they're slow, they're loud, they smoke. Those days are gone. I mean, you'd never know this truck was a diesel from the inside or the outside. So first came Ram with their Eco Diesel back in 2015. Ford stepped up in 2018 and built an F-150 with the diesel, and now Chevrolet is answering with a half-ton Chevy diesel. But there are distinct differences between the three, and really what it comes down to is what's your priority. If you want to tow with your half-ton diesel, Ram by far they offer the most towing, 12,700 pounds. Step down to the Ford, and they've got a max towing of 11,400. This Chevrolet is 9,300 pounds is the max you can tow with it, which is still a lot of weight.
I was going to say, most people aren't going to tow that much anyway, right?
Well, no. But, I think what Ram at least was trying to do was give people an alternative to a three-quarter-ton truck because of the way they ride and how expensive they are and that sort of thing. Now, if you're interested in fuel economy, this Chevrolet is by far the leader. I'm getting 33 miles to the gallon out on the highway.
That's pretty good.
And for a half-ton truck, that is fantastic mileage. I mean, there's nothing out there that'll come even close to that. But again, it doesn't have the towing capacity. That's why you really kind of have to choose, or you can go with the Ford right in the middle and kind of get both worlds.
I got one problem with that Chevy pickup, and I'm a Chevy guy.
Yeah.
It's ugly. It's just an ugly pickup.
I kind of like it.
Do you? I think they went too extreme on the back end. It's just ugly to me.
Steve, when I wrote the review, I said the front end in particular is polarizing to a lot of people. I mean, they just take one look at it and go, no. And then I've had comments completely the other way from people who say, wow, that really looks great.
I've always thought the GMC was a better looking pickup than the Chevy. It just seemed like it always has been, but I've driven a lot of Chevys, and I like Chevys, but gosh, this new one, I'm just having a really hard time liking it.
Well, you're not alone, my friend. You're not alone. I did the math, and this will be in the review when it comes out Monday. But anytime I get something unusual, either a hybrid or a diesel, I always check the math to see, okay, does this make sense monetarily? And so what I did was I took a 5.3-liter V8, which has got about the same towing capacity, and checked the mileage there versus the cost of fuel, because diesel's 40 cents a gallon more than gasoline is. So I took an average 15,000 mile per year driver and looked at the difference. You're paying $3,800 for the diesel engine, so and it gets much better fuel economy. So how long does it take to get your $3,800 back? That's what I wanted to know. And the answer to that question was 15 years based on today's gas prices. Now, the opposite side of that is diesel engines will typically run at least twice as long as a gasoline engine will. So if you're in it for the long haul and you can keep this truck for 15 years, it'll pay for itself. If not, you're probably better to go with the gasoline.
No,
If you're talking about the average family man, I'm not talking about the retired guy pulling a giant fifth wheel around the country, but the average family man, 26-foot camper, goes to camping on the weekends. This is a great alternative to a 3/4 ton because he can probably pull a little bit bigger camper than he would with his half ton. He's got a little bit more towing capacity, but he doesn't have to step up into that larger truck.
That's right. And he's going to have a much more enjoyable ride and drive when he's not towing his trailer.
So, price on this compared to the price on the other ones, I mean, is this priced correctly?
Yeah, it is. In fact, this truck is almost weird. It's a double cab, which they haven't sent me a double cab in a decade. But I think they were trying to keep the price down. They sent me a RST package, which is next to the bottom of the line, but then they added a bunch of stuff to it. It's got leather interior, it's got all the power equipment, and it doesn't have a moonroof of any kind. But sticker price on this truck coming in at $48,000. So it is by far the least expensive of the three different ones that I have reviewed. But there is a difference in the level of equipment. This truck is two-wheel drive. I haven't reviewed a two-wheel drive truck again, and I guarantee you over a decade. So, I don't know if they were trying to trick me or if they were just saying, hey, here's a truck we think people will buy. But at $48,000 before any kind of rebates or anything, that's a pretty affordable truck, especially for a diesel.
Let me shift gears on you real quick. We've got a texter in on our text line this morning. It says, I'm getting rid of my 2012 Ford Edge, thinking of a Toyota RAV4 or a Kia Telluride. What would be your pick, and is there something else I should consider while out shopping?
Oh, wow. So we're going from an Edge, which is midsize, looking at a RAV4, which is a compact, or the Telluride, which is a full-size. I think it's going to come down to how much room they need. My hands-down favorite is the Telluride. And tell your texter to look at my review. I was gaga over it. I thought for the money it's the best SUV buy I've ever seen. Then I had its sister, the Hyundai Palisades, and it was equal. They're different, but they're both equally great values. And so it depends on the room. If the person doesn't need the third row seat, the Telluride is kind of overkill. And I'd probably go with the RAV4. But if they could use that third row seat or fold it down and use that cargo area, Telluride is just an outstanding SUV and a terrific value, probably the best on the market today.
Well, and I remember you talking about Telluride not that long ago, a little bit for some reason, I don't remember, but I think we were talking about Hyundai. And one of the things that I've noticed on the streets more and more is I'm seeing more and more of those Tellurides.
Oh, yeah. The dealers just can't keep them in inventory. The ones that are selling in both the Telluride and the Palisade are the very loaded ones, because the Telluride that I had everything in the world on it, $47,000 on the window sticker, a lot of money, no doubt. But if you look at what $47,000 on the window sticker will buy today in other brands, this thing, and I said it in the review, this thing is underpriced by $5,000 against the competition.
Yeah. So while we got you, what do you have going on CarProUSA.com?
We got a bunch of new articles today. There's two more going up today that may be of help to your listeners, guys. I've got one on the dangers of co-signing a car loan, and I can't tell you in my career how many times I've seen that go wrong. And then another one on the opposite side, which is what I do if I can't afford my car. And I both those articles give you step-by-step sort of instructions on here's the good, here's the bad. If you're in this situation, here's what you do. Both those will be up later today.
Yeah, and a little hint, do not just stop paying payments and let them come and repo it, right?
Yes, that was one of the things that I pointed out. You need
I had a friend that did that, and it was a nightmare for a long time for them.
Oh, yeah.
I was reading...
people have to remember, the lenders don't want your car back. They're going to lose money on it, and they know it. Mm-hmm. So if you'll communicate with them, generally they'll work with you.
Yeah.
I was reading your article on the Jeep Gladiator, and we're seeing those things pop up all over Lubbock. Are they misrepresenting their payload capacity?
I'd think they're probably stretching it a little bit. And it's funny about Gladiator. The first, I'm going to say 60 days after it came out, you couldn't get your hands on one of these. And then it was almost like the people who had been waiting on one got one, and now they've slowed down. And there's plenty of them available out there right now. So, and that means the next step is we'll start to see rebates and things on it. That's the natural progression of new automobiles. I mean, as hot as the Telluride that we were just talking about has been, it's going to slow down, and they're going to put rebates on them. And they're going to get plentiful. That's why, some people were paying over sticker when they first came out with the Gladiator, and I kept going, be patient. Prices are going to fall. And if they had just waited a little while, they probably could have saved themselves somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000.
All right. Jerry, thank you so much for calling in today. I want to remind everyone that you are on this program, 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO, from 11 to 1 every Saturday. And you answer questions just kind of like the ones we've asked you today. And you have a lot of great information. Also, your website, carprousa.com, it's going to have, I think you said Monday will be when the new Chevy Diesel will be up there, the half-ton, right?
That's right.
All right.
Jerry, always a pleasure to talk to you.
You too, guys.
All right, thanks. Have a good day.
Bye.